Hey guys, hey, good morning. Come on in. Come on in. Give me just a second here to take care of the moving things around business, and I'll be right with you. I hope you're having a great morning. Grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's see what we can do today. I am Cheryl with Mama P's Crafty Creations, and today I am in the Crafty Bunch. And the Crafty Bunch is doing Wednesdays as Crafter's Choice now. So this is starting out our first Wednesday of Crafter's Choice, and I'm the first crafter on the slate today, so I am hopping on. Up after me is Lisa with Junk to Joyful. Hey Dana, how are you? Thank you for joining even at work. I appreciate it so much. So I'm excited to be here as part of the Crafty Bunch. Hey Missy, how are you? Cheryl, my friend, hello. How is your world today? Just a note, the baby's sitting right here in her little walker. You see her. If she gets tired of that walker, hey, Miss Debbie, I'm going to have to get her out of that walker and move her around a little bit. So she can't motivate in the walker, but she loves to sit and play in it. So Miss Adeline is here with us, and we are going to enjoy her company. That's what we're going to do. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? Hello, hello. Thank you guys for your sprinkling. I thought today I would show you how I put together my ephemera holder. Hey, Anne-Marie, I got the chance to try it out. Hey, Sherry, how are you? Sorry, I'm moving a chair here. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning. Hey, Leslie, hello to you. Anne, hi. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. Thank you so much for taking some time to stop in here and hang out with me this morning. Hey, Cynthia. Yeah, there's my sweet pea there. Hey, Christina. How are you? I'm still drinking coffee. She has had a good nap, Miss Debbie. She napped for about an hour. She had a good bottle. She was not interested in her baby food this morning, so maybe for lunch. And so now she's pretty perky. Let's hope she stays happy and satisfied. She loves to be in that walker because it holds her kind of in an upright position better. And she likes the toys. So we'll see how that goes. I think it helps that she sees us on the screen too, because she really thinks that's fun. She is getting big. She is getting big. It's so much fun. So I showed you guys my little ephemera keeper that I made. And you asked at the time about me showing you how to do it. And I wanted to wait until I tried it out and made sure it worked, because this was a prototype of an idea that bloomed in my head. So, no wheels at all in Canada. This one has wheels, but it also has bumpers that you can put down. And our house here is completely flat. We don't have anything here that she could bump into or hurt herself on. Most of them don't come with wheels even here in the States now, but you can have them. All right, so this is what mine looks like. It's a fairly simple construction. I have some long lace tails to tie it all up with. And then I have a trifold of fabric. Hey, Christina Martin, how are you? I put a pocket on this inside flap. You could put that anywhere. You could even put it back here if you wanted. And then I mounted 5 zipper pouches into it so that I could sort my ephemera out and have it all in one place to use it. And so I took it to the scrapbooking crop, and I had it in and out, opened, closed. Everything works okay. So now today I'm ready to show you guys how to do it. I am also going to put together some kits. I have a little, well, not a little. I have this blue fabric, and then I also have an incredible tan piece. So I'm going to make 2 colors of kits with the fabrics that you would need, everything that you would need to create your own at home if you don't want to go through the hassle of digging up all the parts. So these pouches are pencil size pouches, and they worked okay for me. I put, you know, just little bits of stuff. So I had, these are like greeting cards, postcards. Look at the back of this. Isn't that gorgeous? Those kind of things just blow me away. So in one of my pouches, I had that kind of thing, and it stayed in there nice. I had 2 pouches for photos because I have quite a few photos, and you know, I never know what's going to speak to me. So these were some older photos out of that black. Hey, Miss Terry, I'm doing okay. How are you? How are you doing? In here, I put, these were documents. So things like sporting tickets and driver's license, papers, receipts, that kind of thing. So documents is what I call that. Then this was another pouch full of photographs, and this was correspondence. So in this pouch, I put letters and handwritten things. These are mostly all letters. There is a telegram. I don't know if you can see that. It's Western Union. I'm not. Aw. It says, Mary died today at noon. Arrangements indefinite. Are you coming? Reply by wire. That's what it says. You can't really read it there. Hey, Christine. But this pouch then had written things. I'll just call it that, handwritten items. And that's kind of what I use. Now, this is my vintage ephemera. I know, Cynthia, kind of makes me sad I read it. This is my vintage ephemera. If I wanted, I would easily use a second one of these that I would put more of the scrapbooky stuff maybe in, where I would keep bits of lace and ribbons and doodaddies, you know, that kind of thing. So it could go either way. And then in this pocket, you know, these are only so tall. So I wanted a pocket, and in here I have some old dictionary page that's just tucked in there because I had it out. And a couple then of the bigger cabinet card photos. This is an old graduation announcement. And then this was, you know, a cabinet card. So these things were a little bit bigger, and I was afraid maybe they wouldn't stay in the pocket, but I didn't have any trouble. So simple construction, but I'm going to show you how to do it. And then, like I said, I'm going to make up some kits if you would like to make one of your own. And then it just ties up, and I used a little piece of coordinating fabric, and this is completely glued over all of my sewing strings, because I sew those pouches in. And it also holds down my tying lace so that everything stays put. And you could do it like this, like it could sit like this, or you can make it graduated and it lays more flat. So I had it in and out of my scrap tote. I had it on the table. I had it open. I had it shut. I think it'll work. And so now I'll show you how to do it. All right. So that's what we're going to do today while we're together. And if we get this done, we'll start a second one, because, you know, you get started on an idea. Hey, Mary, how are you? Welcome. And you know how you get started on an idea and then you have 100 more ideas. This would work as an organizer for anything. This would be cosmetic organization if you're a traveler. Could you imagine if you had all that? What if you're a little artist? Why did I say little? Where did that even come from? If you wanted a little art kit, you might have watercolors in one. You might have markers. You might have colored pencils. Hey, Peggy, you might have brushes. Imagine that this could be a little traveling art kit. Whatever you need to sort and carry, you could do that with one of these. I think they'd make a great gift as well. You know, I always kind of think about that when I'm making something. I think they would make a fantastic gift for someone. You could make this and fill it with whatever it is that they like. A young girl would love to get one of these. My timer's going off. Would love to get one of these with some makeups and perfumes and stuff in it. Or, you know, art supplies, journaling things. Your crafty friends would love to get little bits and pieces. Hi, Diane. Thank you for joining. So it's not just an ephemera holder. It could be an anything holder, and you could adjust the size to any number of pouches that you would want to use. I did 5. 5 is what I'm going to work on today. If we finish it, I pulled out a different piece of fabric I think will make a really cool 2-poucher. Okay. Enough chit chat about it. Let's just do it, right? Adeline says, get busy, Grammy. What are you doing? Okay, let me set this over here. I'm going to tell you, I'm looking at you. You know, I don't know how my secret sister felt about all of her gifts. She didn't tell me anything about the homemade items that I had made for her. She absolutely was impressed. I'll tell you a fun story. Her favorite candy was atomic fireballs, those hot cinnamon candies. And I thought, well, that's easy. And I put them on my shopping list and I began to look, and you could not find atomic fireballs anywhere. Like, none of my stores had them. One store said they had them online, said they were in the store when I checked online. And I drove all the way to the store, so excited to buy the atomic fireballs. They didn't have them, and they couldn't even get them. So I gave up. I bought every other kind of cinnamon candy as a makeup, but I could not find the one candy. And then the week before the crop, we drove down to watch my son play soccer, if you remember that. And we stopped at a flea market on the way down. And at the front of the store where they have the free candy in the bowl when you check out, guess what was in the bowl? Atomic fireballs. And I said, whoa, where did you get the atomic fireballs? And she said, well, I have to order them from Amazon in these huge bags. And hey, Linda Brown. And I said, I know, and I don't need 10 pounds of atomic fireballs. I just need a few. And I begged her, and she sold me the ones out of her candy dish. And my secret sister was so impressed because she too has been trying to get them for a long time and couldn't get them. So the atomic fireballs I begged off of the flea market lady were a big hit. Okay. I did not measure this before I sat down. So let me tell you that the piece of fabric that I am working with, hey Carol, there's Miss Adeline. She sees herself and me in the screen. She thinks we're famous worldwide TV people. Hey Patsy. So this piece that I'm working with is a little over 11 inches. You really only need your fabric to be as wide as whatever pouch you're putting into it, right? So my pouches measure 9.5. So my original one was 10 inches, and this one I was cutting while I was standing up next to it. And you can see I didn't cut it straight, and I knew I wouldn't. So I'm gonna measure now with my bag, and I'm gonna trim it down in a straight fashion. Yes, she loves to look at the screen. And we don't normally allow her much access to those kind of screens. So when Grammy's working, it's kind of a treat, right? Okay, so 10 inches, I'm using a regular old marker. Now you would not use a marker if you were doing this, right? You would use a nice pencil or something. But I'm not a super picky person when it comes to these kind of things. I just want it square. Really? Oh my gosh. Well, the store that I found here local that said they had them, she went in their computer and they did not have one at any of their stores nationwide. So it wasn't just our store. It was nationwide. That chain could not get them. You can still order them on Amazon, but like I said, it's big quantities, and you know, I didn't need giant quantities. Although that's never stopped me from buying stuff like that anyway in big quantities. Hey Terry, she is all of a sudden too. It's like every week when she's gone from me. So I have her Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday every week are my days to babysit. And every Tuesday when she comes back, especially if I haven't seen her on those 4 days, I can't believe it changes. It's like there's just changes every time. Okay, so this is close enough to rectangular for me. I have now cut it to 10 inches, and it is about 21 inches long. You love those? Yeah, Amazon still sells them, but you have to buy the big old bucket, okay? So 10 by 21 is what I'm using. If you are just trying to figure out how you want to make one with whatever materials you have at home, I put my pouches in every inch. I wanted them to have room to expand, right? So you could just for length lay yours out and then just make sure that you have an overlap. All right, as long as it covers, you're going to be okay, because after they're sewn in, they can stand up or whatever. I hope that makes a little bit of sense, but that's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to lay these here at about 1-inch intervals. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's Wednesday, so the tornado sirens are going off here. They test them every Wednesday. And then I'm going to take my end one here. Hey, Judy, how are you? And I'm just going to make a couple of little marks, again with pen. These are going to be covered when I sew in, so we're okay. That's funny. And then if I want to put them in at every inch, then I'm just going to take my ruler, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to make a mark at 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ah, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And I'm just making marks at every inch. This is just going to help me get them in there kind of straight. Hey, Valerie, how is your day? How are you? Let me remind you guys that Friday is sale day. I don't feel very prepared. We're also having a big clear out the barn sale. So I have collected a lot of stuff that needs to be sold. Hey, Lisa, Miss Lisa LaBelle is up next. Lisa, hop off and come back on as your page, and I'll make sure everybody sees your name. Always, Crafty Bunchers, come in as your page so we can help point people to you, okay? Always, always. Okay, so now I have 5 lines. I have 5 bags. All right, now I don't trust myself, and I just want to double check my placement. There's no magic to it. I just want to lay these bags kind of where they're going to be and make sure that I have a good overlap. And I'm happy with that. Okay. All right. Now, I sewed these bags. Thank you, Phyllis. Isn't she adorable? I sewed these bags in just as if I was sewing in the signatures of a book. No, we don't know about the November swap, Sherry. Mama P is overwhelmed these days, and I just haven't got my brain there yet. I just haven't gotten my brain there yet. I think it might be fun to do an ornament. Any kind of a single ornament might be fun. We'll see. Thank you. Junk to Joyful. That is Miss Lisa. She is up after me. Make note of her page. For some reason, this filming phone I use, it just does not do a very good job at all at giving us tags. It'll let me write in names, but they don't always tag. Okay. So just to help me when I go to sew these in, I'm going to do what I would do with the book, and I want to mark the center. Okay, the ends don't matter as much because I've got those close. I do want the center. Okay, and then you just open up your little pouch and you're gonna look. Now these work really well for sewing. I don't know about any other pouches, but this, I think you can see, yeah, see the grid? So these are clear bags, but they have this grid of fiber in them, and that allows me to sew through them without them just ripping across. I can't guarantee that to be true with any other bag. I just want that disclaimer in there. I don't want you to go out and use another kind of bag and then have difficulty. Okay, and we're just going to do what we always do. We're going to go out from the middle. Okay, pull our string, leave a nice long tail. Now I need to come down here and try to hit in a straight line of the line I drew. These are not from the dollar store. I actually ordered them in bulk from Amazon. I don't have a link for them, but I could send you one privately if you'd like to have one. I knew I wanted to make several of these, and so it was easier. So these are an Amazon product. Okay, so now I've sewn back into the inside of my bag, and I'm gonna go back out through the top here. Hey, hey, what are you saying? What are you saying, kid? Huh? She's saying, I'm tired of the walker, Grammy. It doesn't go anywhere. Well, you gotta use your toes. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Okay, go back out here even with my line. And then I'm going to come right back into the middle hole, just like I would on a book. I'm not going to try to go straight into the pouch. I'm going to go through the fabric, but not the pouch, so that I can see what I'm doing, right? So my needle's coming back in here on the fabric side, And then I need to put my fingers back in here to get in the right spot. And I'm gonna go, when we're doing a book, you know, we try to hit the exact same hole, but I want, oh, Patsy, just a second. I want to be sure that I have my thread across one of these little grids, if that makes sense. Okay, now I'm gonna find my ends. I'm gonna pull everything snug, just like I was doing on a book. Make sure they're laid flat in here and flat back here. And then I'm just gonna tie it just like I would a book signature, okay? I am gonna, hang on. As soon as I get this knotted, I'm gonna move her into her other seat up here on the table. We'll see if that gets her, okay? And so I'm just tying it into a knot, a nice firm knot. And I'm gonna put it in a bow. And that doesn't matter at all. Nobody's ever gonna see this but you. And then I'm gonna double knot my bow tails, okay? And then I'm just gonna trim off my extra string, okay? And now one of my little pouches is in there, and I just flip it out of the way, and we're gonna go to the next one. Hang on. Move the baby time. Come here, kid. Oh, flying baby. You want your pacifier? She'll take that pacifier for a second. Let's see. Let's try up here. 1 foot. Uh-oh, 2 foots. Come on, give me your foot. There we go. There we go. She's got a little city seat on the table, and she has her little walker. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. And then we're going to repeat that 4 more times. I guess I should have done the example with just the 2 one, huh? That would have been smart, because sitting here with me while I sew in 5 may not be too exciting. And I'm not really sure where I set my needle. That was not very bright either. Oh, there it is. Yay. All right. So let's do another one. And then if we get too bored with it, we'll go on to the next step so that you can see it all completed. But once you have this process, it's the same all the way through, okay? So I made all my dots here, so I know right where I want my second bag to go, right? And since we're gonna glue on the back, hey Debbie, since we're gonna put a pretty on the back of this, it doesn't matter if all of our holes and our stitching is identical. None of it is gonna be visible at the end. So don't sweat those details too much. Just make sure that your little pouch is lined up how you want it to be lined up, and then poke through and get started with that, okay? Leave a nice long tail. Go right out through the back of your cover. Oh, somebody asked about my cover. This is a whole cloth bedspread. So it's just a whole cloth, heavily quilted bedspread. And I have a lot of this, quite a bit of this left that I can cut up. I have the mesh, which is a little heavier fabric in the same color. And then I have this beautiful thing that I'm thinking about. Can you see that? Oh, isn't that gorgeous? I think I'll cut a few of these as well. So that's what I'm using. It's just a bedspread. Okay, so flip over. Now I'm looking for the line where my dot is again, but I want to come a little lower than my dot. And we're just going. We're just going. So this would be you need a heavier weight, sturdy fabric. You could make this with denim. If you had, you know, a good old chunk of heavy duty denim, that would be a fun casual look. If you had an old quilt that was a cutter quilt, you know, had some tears in it, as long as you could get a piece the size you need, that would be great. You would not want to use anything frilly is the word I'm going to use. You know what I mean. Yeah, I think you're going to want something with some body. Okay, now I'm going back out the top. Okay. And right straight back through on the line with my dot to line them up straight. Hi. Hello, sweet girl. She just had a super long nap, but man, do her little eyes look tired. She napped here yesterday. You know, she was asleep when I was on live yesterday afternoon. You know, she slept almost 4 hours yesterday afternoon. I kept going in there and checking on her. I thought, my goodness, I don't think she's ever slept that long here. Okay, back in through my fabric, but not through my bag, because I need to see what I'm doing. Well, I missed her for sure. I missed her for sure. Okay, and then I'm just opening up my little pouch, picking a little grid hole, just one over from where I started. Hey, Capri, good to see you. And then we just take it off. Oh, no. Oh, no. What did you do? She was perfectly happy. She was happy for a second. Now she mad as can be. Yeah, now she... Hey, you win. Just a second. Let me tell you. Ooh, nobody can stand that. Okay. All right. Here you go. Look up there. Looky. Look up there. Say hi. You say hi to the ladies? Can you say hi to our ladies? Okay, so she is my 7th baby in arms, so I should be able to craft and do everything with a baby in arms, right? If nothing else, we'll talk you through the rest of it. She is sad, Missy. I don't know what's going on. She is so close to cutting her first teeth. I think her gums literally hurt at this stage, and so sometimes even sucking her pacifier just makes her cry. Yeah. Yeah. She's done crying now, though. It's all better. All better. You want your passy? All right. You want to sit up here and work? Huh? You want to sit up here and work? Okay. So let's go ahead and assume we have them all tied in. We have 2 in. And you would just continue that process and putting in as many bags as you want to. All right? So you could make yours with 2 pouches. You could make it with 10. It would, I think she did. And it would not matter except in the length of your fabric. So space them out. Like I said, mine are spaced out 1 inch, which gives you plenty of room to fill. You can put them a little closer together. It's just going to make it, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm going to pull these 3 out so I don't fling them in the floor. When you're done getting them all sewed in, so you have all your pouches in, then you're ready to flip it over, okay? And you're gonna wanna choose what you wanna use for your closure. And I like a big tie closure is just my favorite. So I pulled out some different pieces of wider laces out of my collection. This is out of those bridal gowns even, and it's absolutely stunning. And there's a piece of that. I can't glue it down though because I can't finish putting the bags in. So I will just talk you through it. So choose whatever you want to use as your closure. Whatever's a strip of torn fabric would work that could coordinate with it. Anything would work, okay? I love this bridal lace, so I would probably use this. I have a whole bunch of this lace in my collection. We could use that. You could use a soft lace. Anything at all that you love, you can use for your closure. So stretch that out across your project and leave a nice, this one is, I don't know, it's quite a bit, a little over a yard, but it's not enough to get 2, in my opinion, so I would just use it all, okay? And then I would just put it down with some Fabri-Tac. Yeah, she's crafting. Yeah, now she crafting. Yeah, you crafting? So I would use my Fabri-Tac and I would glue it, not all the way, because you want it, you don't know how it's exactly going to meet, right? So here's my sample. Because when you fill it and turn it, it may be very different. You just want to attach it across your strings, okay? That's going to give you all the flexibility in the world to close it up. I can't believe her little stink. Yeah. Little supervisor. Are you supervising? All right, so glue your lace down over your strings. That's going to give your strings also an extra layer of protection. Then I wanted to cover this with something else just to make sure everything was all solid. I used that piece of coordinating fabric, but this morning I just got into my pieces of small embroidery and pulled out a few that I really liked in shades of blue that I thought would go with this. And then, ooh, I love that one. Trade. So pick something lovely that you like and then glue it on to cover the spine of your project. And that will glue down all of those strings. And that's going to hold everything together super good. Is that all right? How does that measure up? You like that? You want it? If anybody would like the one with the doily that's been slobbered on, let me know. Okay. Then after you have got all of the back on, you threw your pacifier. Then you decide where and if you would like a pocket. Okay. I like a bigger pocket because I knew there would be things that I would want to add in that I might not have room for. Okay. So, that doily happened to have a coordinating piece. It just did. Not all of them do. And this would make a really cool pocket, in my opinion, would be to take this, and I just glued because I didn't want to see it all from the outside. If I sewed, you would see my seams on the outside, and I didn't want that. So I just used my Fabri-Tac and glued in a pocket. You could use anything you've got. That's mine. Yeah, isn't that fun? Here, you can have this one. Yeah, there's yours. Get to work. Oh, don't eat it. That's gross. Of course she's going to eat it. She's 6 months old. So you could take, this was another little piece in my embroidery pile, and you could take part of this and cover the stitching, and then you could use the blank side of the coordinating fabric for a pocket. This is a piece. They've all still got the sticker tags on it. This was another one I thought would be really cute. Isn't that cute? I've never seen one with these colors. But this is a turquoise and tan pillowcase. And it's got little birds. Can you see that? So you could take a section of this with some of the stitching for your spine. And then on the inside, you could turn a piece of it around where you had the embroidery at the top. And then you could make your pocket out of that. Are you going to be happy now? Can I go back to work? I'm not sure she's going to let me. I could try her. Her playpen's over here. Yeah. Let's try the walker again. We'll try it. If all else fails, we just pick her up again. Big girl. Big girl. Okay. Do you love that turquoise one? I never seen it. And the stitching, I don't know that you could see it close up before. Look at that. It's little brown birds. Isn't that cute? I've never seen anything like it. And I thought that was really adorable. Okay, so let's look at a second idea. This is really grungy looking. But it is a placemat, a kitchen placemat. I bought a whole set of them at my local thrift store. So there were 4 placemats and 4 fabric napkins in a set. I coffee stained this because it was super white, okay? That would be a question totally up to you. But this one I think would make a super cute 2-pocket model. And so the same way that we sized the other one, you can fit as many pouches as you can overlap your cover, all right? So I think we could get 2 in here pretty easy. So let's see if we can whip these in here real quick and get a look at what a 2-pouch one might look like while the baby's happy again. Yeah. All right. So I was talking a little bit about our Friday sale coming up. We are going to we're having a clearance sale. That's what we're having. I got a lot of stuff, and I'm feeling a little buried by it, to be honest. So we are going to be clearing things out. I took the bridal gowns and I broke them down. And I put just the most beautiful pieces from 10 wedding gowns into bags. And those are going to be as part of the sale. And I'm going to cut up a whole bunch of my linens that I currently have. And I'm going to make some nice big bundles of linens. I'm going to make some great big packages of lace. She keeps showing, Christina, she is so tired here at my house. And I don't know why. I must be really boring. I must be really boring. So we're going to sell off things that I have and that I have had for a while. So I can feel like I can live in my space again. Yeah, you absolutely can, Judy. You can pay me any way you want to when I do a sale. I'll even wait for a check in the mail if that's what works best for you. Okay, so we won't have the huge variety of items that we normally would have, but what we do have is going to be a really nice price. So we can do that. Okay. And then whatever else I can pull out. I would like to pull out big bundles of papers as well, because I have quite a collection of those. I still have quite a few hymnals, and so we'll have those. All the goods. Okay. All right, pulling this through. I tried to get enough string to do both of these this time without having to rethread, but we'll see if I get there. Oh, good, Patsy. Good, good. I'm excited to send them. I really am. Okay. So I'm using the exact same process here, leaving my string out, sewing it using the 3-hole system. You could just use a 2-hole system, depending. Yep, I'm going to include shipping in the price. We're doing free shipping from here on out at Mama P's. I want you to know exactly what you spent at the end of the sale. I don't want you to face any confusion. So, yep, from here on out, whatever you pay for the sale price at my sales will include shipping to you. All right, here we go. In the U.S., if you live outside of the United States and you want to order, I will credit you back the U.S. shipping price. All right, and then you just have to pay the additional part that is the international. All right, now we're going. Yeah, now we're going out of line. Pick up my bag, hit the little hole right next to where I was, and pull that through. I'm going to see if I can snake a little extra of my thread so that I just have here what I need. Well, which way do I need to go here? I need to go here with it. Now let's see if we can pull this one. There we go. And then I'm going to trim it off and not pull it off my needle this time. That's right, we are. We are. Okay. One on each side, just like you were doing in a book. Put your threads one on each side. And another reminder that I started a subscription group on my page. You can subscribe and financially support me on the monthly. And if you do that, any month you make a purchase at a sale, I will refund you back your fees. So you'll get a $5 discount every month in the sale in addition to. So you'll always get your subscription fees back. Okay, tied, zipped. Let's put one more in there so we can actually finish this one up and see. So I'm just opening it up. I'm laying it here on my mark so that I know they're 1 inch apart. And I'm gonna go out through the center of my bag, making sure that I can match up my holes. Okay. Pull that through, go out. And then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to try to match my mark there. And then once I've pulled through, then I can lay my little pouch right where it's going to be to see where I want to bring it through the holes. It's fairly forgiving. If you miss by a little bit, you're going to be okay. You will, you will. Right. In, line it back up again down here. If I match my center, I know my bottom will be okay. Yeah. and then out, and out. One more and we'll have these in there. If you haven't been sewing in things, this should be a great little refresher on how to get that done, huh? Okay, so I still have my string doubled. I just want to find the doubled one and pull it on through. Yes. Are you making all the noises? Yeah. Okay. And then back in through the center, right where it was before, but not through the bag, just through the fabric. I really think this placemat idea is nice because it is automatically, you know, how many layers? 2 or 3 anyway. And so you can definitely count on this to be sturdy enough. Okay, now we'll take out the needle, find our little strings, get them one on each side of the crossbar, and tighten them up. Okay. Double knot, quick bow. Well, not so quick if I can't do it. I told my fingers to make a bow, they just didn't listen. All right, tie that bow in, and then I always double knot my shoes, right? I take my loops and I trim them, and then this little extra. Okay, so now we have both of our pouches in this one. And that's all we're gonna put in this one is the 2. I'm gonna trim out this tag. I don't wanna see that. Okay, so we're ready then to flip it over. And since this had coordinating napkins, we're getting an extra bonus with this. So I'm just gonna trim a little piece off of here, a little strip. See if I can rip it. Yep. I do prefer to rip it. Okay. And then you decide. I'm not crazy about the trim. I think I'd rather just have it ripped all the way around. So I'm just gonna rip off all the trim. Well, not that one. Let's try again. A little further down. There we go. And then take this down. I just like the look of a nice ripped piece of fabric. Now for the pocket inside, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so we have this to cover our spine, and then we just need to choose what we would like to use as our tie. And this is just a nice long piece of soft lace from my collection. So we're gonna wanna place this like this underneath, and then this on top. Okay, I wanna put the pocket in first. I just wanna show you this layout here. Now with this one, you have a decision to make because we have this coordinating fabric ready to go. You could choose to put your pocket in this direction. Then anything that moved out of this pocket wouldn't go anywhere anyway. It's just gonna run into your pouches. So that's an idea. You could even make them, we could probably get 2 out of this, or one really nice one. Let's stick with one really nice one because that's been working pretty good. So about that big, just about that big. Did you have trick-or-treaters? We had 0 trick-or-treaters here, 0, okay? So I think, for me, I'm trying to decide. I really think I prefer my pocket to be this way because some of my things, the reason I need the pocket is they're too big, right? And if we run the pocket this way, we still can't store anything bigger than this. And I think I would rather be able to store a bigger item. That makes sense? So I'm gonna do a little more tearing. Okay? And then I'm gonna just get a look here of how wide we can go. And I'm gonna trim this down. Okay? So then this is gonna be our pocket and it's gonna open up here. You had 2 trailer loads plus all, oh my goodness, holy moly. That's a lot. You could make your pocket a little skinnier. You could also trim it and make it like that. I like that idea too. I think that has merit. Matter of fact, I really kind of like that idea. Let's go with that. So like I said, I'm just using Fabri-Tac because I don't want to sew this down and then have those weird seams sewn on the outside. I kind of wanted just a fluid appearance. So as soon as I can shake the glue down, it's been cool in my house the last few nights. How about you guys? It's chilly in Missouri. Go. Just gonna do a nice line that way and a nice line across here, and that will set our pocket, and then we can go from there. Get our fold where we want it and just press it into, yuck, it's on my fingers. I'm excited that you had trick-or-treaters. My gosh, we didn't see one, but this town that we live in, there are a couple of neighborhoods that are known for being the trick-or-treaters. You know, they really go all out in those neighborhoods. You dressed as the ringmaster. And so if you don't live in one of those neighborhoods, you're just not gonna have, you're just not gonna. Okay, now we're just gonna seal up this side. Gonna bring a bead of glue right up here. Okay, and lay this right into that. Okay. If you wanted to make it a little fancier, you could easily attach a cute little trim to this, but this will be, when it dries, a quite functional pocket. All right, and now I'm gonna flip it over and we'll put everything together and you'll be able to see what it'll look like. Thank you, Miss Adeline, for giving Grammy a few minutes. Yes. All right, so I'm just covering up my strings. I'm putting the Fabri-Tac right on the strings because that's one of the reasons we want this this way, because we want it to hold another layer to hold those stitches good. Because really this could get a little bit of abuse, especially if you were making these as gifts and you were gonna load like crafting supplies, you know, it could get a little heavy. Okay, and then we've got our pretty coordinating piece. We could do this one, we could find any one of these that we liked. But in this case, we have this piece. I think we're just gonna go with it. And we're just gonna give it a glue down. Now, in this case, you'd be happier if your Fabri-Tac wasn't all blobby. I think she will sleep again for me later, I do. So take a minute with your Fabri-Tac. You know how I love to put my fingers in it. And smear that out though, because Fabri-Tac will glob. And if it shows through your fabric, it's always gonna show through your fabric. Okay, so if you get a wet looking spot of Fabri-Tac, you're just always gonna have that wet spot. Okay. And then just continue all the way up. Okay. Give it a little smear. And straighten. Yeah, give it a little smear, kid. Now I have to roll that glue off my hand so I can't stand it. Yucky. Yucky, Adeline. And it just dripped on my sewing needle. So that'll be fun. Okay. There we go. Got the lid. Oh, no, there. Oh, even with that, we're going to make it. We got 10 minutes left. My goodness. We could have finished the big one, I think. Okay. So this is the basics of your construction. If you're going to use Fabri-Tac, you know it takes about 24 hours to cure totally. So don't go ripping and pulling on this until this Fabri-Tac has had its good 24 hours, okay? And then you're ready to use it. So here it would be spread out like this, right? You fill your pouches up with whatever. Yeah, yes, I do need to stick something on there because that's, here, we'll do that. That you could put in another pocket. We have one more piece of our cute napkin, so we could put, let's do this the other way. Let's flip this over and glue this in as a pocket on the other cover going this way. I like that idea. Do you like that idea? I think that's going to give us a whole nother layer of usefulness. So let's just run a little bit. Uh-oh, there she goes. There she goes. Yeah, you want Ellie? You want your Ellie? Huh? She's had that little elephant pacifier holder since day one, and its name is Ellie. So that's what we call it. Every kid has a name for their pacifier, but hers is the name of her pacifier holder. And that little thing has been everywhere. Even when she wound up back in the NICU, Ellie was with us at the NICU. Okay, and then just right across this top to make that pocket, and just tuck your fabric. Now when you're putting your fabric, I know I can't ever have enough pockets for all the different stuff. And then don't work too hard to make it too tight. Don't stretch and pull, because it's a pocket, right? You want it to have a little bit of give. Then you load up your 2 pockets. This one is screaming art to me. I could see brushes in here. I could see a little sketch pad. I think a sketch pad or a little watercolor pad would be absolutely beautiful tucked in here. This could have your little loose bits that you're doing, you know, your pencils, your markers, your little set of watercolors, all the things that would get away in an eraser. That's what I need when I do art. And then in here, you could have a spot to fold up and put your finished works or something. But then it would just close up like the other one did. You decide if this one is your big pocket and you want it to fold over, then we have this little flap and you can kind of train it to fold here. Wherever you tie this, it's going to be the closure. So you have every possibility for how it's going to work, right? So you could just tie it with a knot. Let me pull that through, not a tight knot, and then we'll trim a little bit of our lace off. And you have a cute little pouch made this way. You could also put a little button closure, which is a loop of elastic, if you prefer that appearance for it. What do you guys think? Is this one that you could do? I know, Debbie, I see so many possibilities. You can also, like in our other one, remember we could kind of stand it up on the bottom. Yeah, I think it is a good size for art. You could also plan to stand this one up, right? And you still have the same idea. You could just draw your lace ties up to the top. It wouldn't even have to flop over. You could just tie it right up here at the top. I think you could make one, Debbie. I really do. And with it being like a placemat, this is already all finished. And you have this here. You know what would be super cute? You could even take another little piece of lace and you could make a handle, right? So you could put a little carrying handle on it. So I could see my daughter having something like this for in the car. She always takes something with her to do when we're on a car trip. She doesn't even care. It can be a 2-minute car trip and she wants something with her. So this would make a cute, great, easy to use car package. Like I said, with the handles, you could even put beaded handles on it. Man, you could just do anything. You're working on one right now. How cool is that? How cool is that? So that is your basic construction. So you can make it this way. Like I said, you could put a little button loop right there if you wanted to. I just love a big bow, you know that. And then you just knot it up and you're good. And it could hold anything in the world. Again, this could be a travel kit. It could be cosmetics. You could put anything in those pouches that will fit. So I'm going to come back. We've got a couple of minutes left. Oh, a long strap would make it a crossbody. I think you could put an iPad inside. I would not do that unless you made a pocket that specifically held it tight and put something at the top, a little closure that would hold your iPad in the pocket. Knowing my luck, I would put my iPad in it and then dump my iPad right out of it. That's just me. You know that's me. You know I could do that. All right, so Lisa at Junk to Joyful will be up next on the Crafty Bunch. If you watch in the Crafty Bunch, you can just hit refresh and she will be popping in there too. And you'll like her. If you've never had a chance to watch her, you will enjoy her very much. I am not scheduled tomorrow. We will just see what the day brings. Ooh, a double lace wraps. Yes, that would be great. And then I will see you Friday for sure at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Like I said, the sale will be a little bit different this time. If you are a subscriber to the page, I am posting some previews in there and also some special bargains in there and pre-sales The pre-sales in there are going to be a little bit less expensive than what they will be on actual sale day on Friday. That one looks really crooked to me. My eye just won't go there. So if you haven't subscribed to the page, but you would want to, and if you buy anything on Friday, you get your full subscription fee for the month back as a discount. So that's what I got. Let me see if I can get this poked through and get these last few bags in. I hope you guys have a good day. What have you got planned for the day? Do you guys have post-Halloween hangover? Yes, I am in Central Time, Phyllis. So the sale is 2 o'clock Central. So 3 Eastern or 1 Pacific, I think is right. We don't have any Halloween hangover here because we didn't have any Halloween. And tonight is leftover night, you guys. I have cooked and cooked and cooked, and the fridge runneth over. So I'm not even cooking dinner tonight. How nice is that? Okay, I'm gonna go back out and in. I'll get this one put in. I'm gonna keep working on this one today. I'll show you it when it's done. I am gonna put together several kits for the sale of these. So if this is something you would like to make and you don't wanna have to go through gathering up all the stuff, I will be putting together everything you would need to make one. And we'll have those Friday. Leftovers there too, Capri. I love leftover night. We call it raid the fridge here. I don't even get everything out. You just have to dig in the fridge and you can eat whatever you find. And if you can't find it, you can't eat it. That's, you know. Yeah, Adeline. Adeline's not a fan of leftover night. Nope, she would rather have fresh. Yep, fresh food every day, right? Yeah, yeah. Say, lady. I don't do the leftover thing. No. No. Although she has finally learned to put something in her hand and take it straight to her mouth. So you have to watch her now. She wasn't doing that even just a couple of weeks ago. Yep, help yourself night. That's right. And you can't complain. That's the other thing. We have got chicken 100 ways in my refrigerator. We've got fried chicken nuggets. We have 1 fried chicken breast from last night. And I noticed there were 2 either baked or boiled chicken breasts in there. So we're having salute to chicken. We still have the lentil stew, and I made ratatouille last week. We got food everywhere. Apple juice and apples in the crock pot. Ugh, I did not work up any apples this year. Last year we did and did around here, and I made a whole bunch of apple butter and stuff, and I have not cooked 1 apple. Called it a free-for-all night. I love that. All right, guys, if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you Friday. Have a great day.